What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Everything is crashing. Everything is crashing and burning as we currently speak. We have a lot to talk about here in this live stream. So let's just hit you guys with a little monetization, a couple ads every here and there, and we'll be good to go. We'll be good to go. It's all good. It's all good. I mean, it's not all good. Nothing is good. Everything is bad, honestly. But we got some level of good news. I think we got some good news. But we'll talk about it. Win Lambo, man. It's looking like it's a while away. I'm just kidding. Looks like everything I've been hoping for AMC stock, to see that liquidity coming down, and now guess where you're seeing the liquidity just draining from? The biggest liquidity pool of them all, good old China. Young China. I can't even say it how Trump used to say it. China. I don't know. I'm done trying. Yeah, oil's clapped, China's clapped, everything is getting destroyed right now. Besides our markets, they're kind of flat. We had a terrible day today, though. The surface numbers, this S&P down less than 1%, NASDAQ down 2%, Russell 2000 down almost 2%. These numbers look very mild compared to what actually happened under the table. But yeah, NASDAQ is still hardly positive. Everything was up about 0.5% not too long ago. Treasury yields are just insane, which, I mean, is just ridiculous. 2.15%. A massive jump here we've seen. Lots of uncertainty, I guess you could say. A lot of people pricing in the rates are going much higher. That's what that is telling you. What's this headline? China's retail sales industrial data soundly beat expectations. Okay, that's good. We'll look at that in 1 second. But look at Asia right now. It's actually bouncing up just a little bit after this data is coming out. But the Asian markets are getting destroyed. And that is the sector of the world, I guess, for lack of a better word. Huge amounts of liquidity are in China. Lots of leverage is in China. And you're just seeing that getting decimated, just destroyed. It's so ugly what is going on right now. A new 52-week low. The last live stream was look at that, dude. Oh, it's almost comical. Look at the last 5 years below everything. The crash of 2020 is nothing compared to what we are seeing right now. Imagine that. 2020 crash right here. We are firmly under that right now. About $4,000 on the Chinese exchange under the 2020 low. Like, you're getting decimated. SEC is urging brokerages and counterparties to make sure that they are stress testing because of increasing volatility. Smells like blood in the water to me, apes. Oh, that's certainly what's going on right now. People are getting blown up. People are getting blown up on different aspects of this, whether it's they were short in the commodity trade. They had too much exposure to Russia or China. Lots of different fronts here where people are just getting blown up. And I think that retail has got blown up a long time ago, especially if you had a lot of margin outstanding. Here you go. You've got blown up a long time ago. But now the hedge funds, the banks, everybody is feeling the pain. It's incredible. Good evening, everyone. I'm glad you are here. Super Show. Shout out to you. Bloomberg, panic selling, grips Chinese stocks and biggest plunge since 2008. Yeah, hedge funds are just dumping anything Chinese as well. That's really what's going on here. It's a lot of the COVID scares, which big money knows when something is not right long before you ever hear about it. That's why you've probably been seeing the markets going down for a while. But there's a chance here that they're going to see COVID like we seen COVID, and the markets, big money knows about it. Because if you guys are unfamiliar of this, but basically the yield curve inverted in 2019 in August. And we didn't see the pandemic. We didn't see the actual crash until March of 2020, really end of February 20, and then the first half of March. That's when we seen the real crash. But the yield curve inverted 2019 in August, and that is a definite sign of a recession to come. And look what happened. So, it could get really bad in China. If China gets bad, we get bad. And, I mean, it's so weird where we are at right now, because all of these external factors are not a demand problem. It's like either I'm a fucking retard here, or everybody is stupid. Because Powell just said his last Senate hearing that they can control demand, right? They raise interest rates, it takes down that demand. But when there's not a demand problem causing your inflation, when it's supply chains, when it's Russia oil, the food crisis that is to come, and now obviously China basically shutting down and likely to shut down even more, is that really a demand problem? It's not. It's no way, shape, or form a demand problem. We have had some inflation due to excess demand, but not what we are going to see. We're going to see super high inflation numbers. So everybody is saying this could make the Fed act more aggressively. We're going to see higher inflation, but it's not a demand problem. So it's like, if the Fed does that, the whole world is going into a deep economic crisis. Deep, guys. If the Fed continues on their rate path that the markets are pricing in 7 rate hikes, it's now 7, by the way, by the end of this year, we're going into a 2008 style recession, and that could last years. So, I still think I'm right. I still think the Fed is not going to act that aggressively as the markets are pricing in. I think we might get 4 rate hikes instead of 7, and that could definitely and would cause a lot of enthusiasm in the markets. But they're getting a lot of pressure from everybody and a lot of feedback. Like, they can actually control the inflation that we're seeing right now. It's this isn't even an actual live stream. Well, I don't know what parallel universe you live in, but I'm pretty sure we're live right now. So thank you for being here. Hit the like button and subscribe if you have not. Just a side note there. Nonetheless, about Mullen calls today. I think Mullen is a hedge to what AMC GME will do Thursday and Friday. Possibly. I think Mullen, with the small float that they have, the setup that is there, it could be good. One thing that I didn't like today is, we moved up, 35% today, but we had 500 million shares that traded hands. So theoretically, to see us go higher, we're going to have to see more volume than that, or just more buys, which is possible, but you don't see a stock over, $1 billion of volume too often. Then again, Mullen is a cheap stock. And if you look at the order books, it's wild. I was looking at it. It was around 3:30 today, and every order is like 30,000 shares, 50,000 shares, 80,000 shares, 10,000, just high numbers here for it just to be retail. So pretty interesting what's going on with Mullen in general. Take a look at the order flows, the level 2 data, if you guys have that with your brokerage during trading, and you'll see just massive amounts of orders going through. GME calls, baby. Do you know that JJ dude? I don't know who JJ dude is. No. Smash the imaginary like button. Yes, we are in a parallel universe, and it requires you to hit the like button. So yeah, thank you. Super show. Props to you. Props to all you guys, especially the mods that come support every single time. Mullen have like a 200% illustration, huh? I'm not exactly sure what that means. 200% illustration? Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. what that means. What is up? What's going on? Yeah, it's nothing is too good right now, to be honest. Our markets are green, and you just did get this headline: China retail sales industrial data soundly beat expectations. Unfortunately, the markets don't care about what happened last month. They care about what's going to happen the next month. So I don't think that's really going to impact them all too much. Yeah, you could see the market, they seen a small pop off of that, but we're right back down 4.5%. This is getting extreme. See, look at that pop. Just massively popped and straight back down. Straight back down. That's nutty. That's crazy. Just getting destroyed. What is the, oh my God, straight off a cliff. Oh, utilization. It was at like 90 something percent earlier. It says 93.93%. Ortex data is not right, though, on this. Even looking at this, the sentiment day for February 28th, 1.93 million shares were sold short, and we had a short interest of almost 10%. Now we're estimated to have about 4 million shares that are sold short, and it's saying 2.58%. So if you extrapolate that data, you're looking at over 20% short interest, at least. But, 34 million flow, 500 million shares that traded hands today. What is really going on? I can't tell you unless shorts are covering. And it says borrowed shares of 3.33 million today. So the numbers, the actual numbers for the short interest, probably much higher. Much higher. I heard nothing about. Yeah, Mullen wouldn't do a split. No. They would do a reverse split to stay listed, but they're well above $1, and they've been above $1 for, or they will be, I imagine, for more than 2 weeks, so they won't have to. The level 2 is crazy. I'm like, okay, I'm glad somebody else looked at that, because I was like, whoa, like I was doing the numbers, and you're seeing no small orders. You're not seeing like 100 shares going through or nothing like that. You're seeing tens of thousands of shares going through in each order. Those are either institutions, just big retail investors, whales, single party whales, or market makers. But that was a lot. That was a ton. Always in your comments. No, I don't know. I don't know what he says. I try to look at comments, but I'm just really busy and I do a lot. So that's why I like to have these live streams. I don't make money off of them. I like to answer questions that I'm not able to get to during the comments, if that made sense. Ortex tweeted about Mullen info to clarify. Yeah, what did they say? Okay, what did they say? I have not looked at Ortex Twitter in a minute, so I don't know when they. Mullen update following a prospective sale of up to, what the hell, 228 million shares of common stock. Filing shows significant increase to both shares outstanding and the number of shares excluded from free flow. Shares outstanding now increased to. What? Let me read that again. Ortex daily about and short. No, wrong one. Following a prospectus for sale of up to 2. Filing shows significant increase to both shares outstanding, the number of shares excluded from the free flow. It is now increased to 188 million with free flow of 82%. Okay, well that explains the I guess that would explain a 500 million in volume. I guess that's not too crazy if there's now 188 million shares outstanding. The stock whisper. Yeah, that would be like 5 times the float. Yeah, so that's not too crazy. I was thinking the 34 million divided by 500, that's over 10x. That would be a little bit more on the crazy side, but if it's 188 million shares now, Um, wouldn't wouldn't be too crazy, but news moved from the 15th to the 17th. Might have to do with Jimmy earnings. Microsoft buying Blizzard. Yeah, that could be pretty interesting. Didn't they push it back? That's what somebody said. I don't follow GameStop as much. I like to follow what I invest in, and I'm not, or looking to invest in, and I'm not, invested in them all too much. I see you are a tough negotiator. Okay, you can have 10% more pay-per-view money. Choose your fighter. Oh my god. Oh, dude. That would be the biggest event ever. Elon fighting fucking Putin. Come on. Come on. Please. Please, can we see it? God, please. Please, I don't want nothing else. But please, just make this happen. That would be great. Putin got that old guy's strength, though. That old man's strength. I don't know. SoftBank extends decline to 5.4% amid China tech sell-off. Wow. I wonder how the banks are going to react to that. Let's see, what's SoftBank at right now? Apple just got destroyed today, too. I have those debit spreads are starting to actually work. But, I'm like, yeah, that's not OTC. Y'all are tripping. Oh, is this not the what I was thinking of? Is this not it? Yeah, that is. I think. Okay. Okay, man. This is already crazy. Yeah, short interest is going crazy. And really, the only sectors that shine today was dividend-paying pharmaceuticals and bank stocks, which is very interesting. Be like Neo from the Matrix with his new brain link. Oh yeah, yeah. You know he's got that implanted if he goes to fight Putin. War in Ukraine is likely to be over early May when Russia runs out of resources to attack its neighbors, says Alashki Aristov, advisor to the Ukrainian president, chief of staff. Okay. China's strong exports help stabilize global industrial chain. I mean, I wouldn't say that, but we'll share it anyways. You know what I'm saying? Putin signed a law today that will make it possible for Russia to nationalize the 500 plus airplanes that Western leasing companies have demanded to be returned to them. The planes are worth more than US $10 billion. This is how doing business with Russia often ends in theft. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Russia is a girdball. But China's 5-year government bond futures falls 0.309%. Oh my God. That's crazy. China January-February retail sales rise 6.7% year over year. Estimate 3%. See, wild numbers and no reaction in the markets hardly. China January-February industrial output rises 7.5% year over year. Estimate 4%. China January-February fixed investment rises 12.2% year over year. Estimate 5%. Surveyed jobless rate rises to 5.5%, so that's not a good thing. I think China just bluffs all their numbers, though. U.S. warns Europe that Russia wants arms drones from China. That's not good. Biden's national security advisor meets with China's Yang. Biden to sign spending bill at 2:15 p.m. Tuesday, White House says. China's February power consumption rises 16.9% year over year. What the hell are they doing in China? That's wild. WTI, Brent crude oil, extend decline, drop more than 5%. Yep. China high-grade USD bond spreads widen about 10 basis points. The whole market is just, the global economy is getting decimated right now. Oh, is it bouncing hard like that? Yeah. Yep. A little bit. I say bouncing hard. They're still down a lot, but bouncing a little bit. Just give us a little bounce. Just give us a little fucking break. Jesus Christ. My portfolio looks like what, AMC stock price? Let me see this. Oh, no, it looks like SoFi. My portfolio, I have a lot in SoFi, AMC, DraftKings, Affirm, PayPal, Square. My portfolio looks like this. I've had good trades, but it still looks like that. I've had some bad trades too. I've definitely got clapped a couple times. Fucking manipulation though. Like seriously, they restricted RSX, so you can't even sell out of the trade that you had. You can't even trade it. Come on. Is that manipulation or what? Even the nickel markets, they're still closed, and they basically said today that we're going to open them again. Is it tomorrow? Tomorrow or Wednesday? Because they think that big short guy, whatever his name is, won't be too dramatically impacted. If we get blown up in a trade, they don't care. You're only down if you sell. Oh, yeah, I refuse to sell. So FINRA margin is at an all-time high and hasn't been updating. Let's go ahead and see. Last time I seen it went down about 100 billion. But I think a lot of that was retail, because retail was the first ones to get really squeezed. Yeah, so from October, that was the peak, 935 billion. That's when retail, a lot of tech stocks really started to sell off. November was really the peak for a lot of things, but October was a good level for a lot of stocks too. And it went from 935 billion to 829 billion, but that is still really, really high. Let's go back to March of 2020, 479 billion. So we're still up almost double the amount of margin we have in the markets compared to what we had at the bottom of March of 2020. And the NASDAQ is down 20%. The NASDAQ closed in bear market territory. So I don't know if this is your guys' first time in a crisis or not, if you were heavily invested during 2020, but this is different. And I just want to put it out there for you guys to get prepared for anything. Anything can happen here, and I would really set yourself up for a long-term mindset, especially with your overall portfolios. I think obviously nothing has changed with my theory here about the markets going down, liquidity drying up. If AMC sees a rally, if GameStop earnings are good, it bleeds out into AMC, stock goes up. Right now, you could be very prone to seeing a short squeeze, especially this week. And you said, what? When does GameStop have their earnings? The 17th? Is that what you guys said? That could be perfect, honestly. Yeah, March 17th. So, right now, you're seeing a lot of money get scared today, get panicked. So if something good comes out and we could see a pop in AMC, I do believe there's less money to service those margin calls. Not quite where we want to be, but as the Chinese markets have been getting decimated, that has helped dry up some of that liquidity. A lot. I mean, China is almost as big as America. I mean, the GDP is not too far off America. Like, I mean, after all, they're going to be a bigger economy than us by 2028 or sooner. So they want them stimmies back. Oh, yeah. They do. They do. They do. Look at oil. But the price of oil is going down. So let's see. Let's see if the price at the pump goes down. I don't know. I just put $45 in. I thought it was going to give me a full tank. I wasn't even paying attention. No. 3/4 of a tank. Close enough. And then I had to go. So I'm like, this is going to have to do for now. TCI, what do you think AMC will close at this week? I still think in between $18.50 and $21. That's my range here. And it really sounds contrary to what you would think. And I totally could be wrong on that. That's not, I don't know anybody. I'm not going to give you guys the trust me, bro. I know a hedge fund manager that fucking knows the market makers. I'm not going to hit you guys with that. That's not true. Nobody on YouTube knows anybody that could tell them anything. Nobody knows what the markets are going to do. But the only logical thing here is that the Fed is going to be careful. Think about the past 2 years. The Fed, they should have raised rates during the second round of COVID. In March of, during really that springtime, that springtime of 2021, they should have started raising rates. They did not. Why was that? Because they did not want to push us into a recession if the situation got worse. Now, I would make the argument that we had already experienced COVID the first time and it wasn't that bad for the economy. I would argue now that the uncertainties that we are facing are much harsher for the economy. We have a much higher chance of going into a recession, to see the global economy slowing down or stopping completely, especially with the China situation. If China shuts down, we go into a deep recession almost instantly, pretty much instantly. The whole world would. So I think there's a lot more risk now to go too aggressively and get it wrong. So what the Fed is going to do, and it makes me so frustrated, because you would think experts would know this, but they're saying, yeah, the Fed might act more aggressively. No, they're not. It's not a demand problem. Anyways, I could rant about that all day, but there's more of a risk now to global markets than we have seen in the past 2 years. Fuck COVID. That ain't shit compared to what we're seeing now. So I think the Fed, they have to walk a very tight rope, which they're very good at. They're going to say, hey, we're going to raise rates this time like we promised. We're going to get inflation under control. Markets, don't freak out. Basically what he's going to say, silver lining it here. And he's going to say, we face a lot of uncertainties. We're not going to push us into a recession. Along the lines of, if we raise rates too many times, we'll go into recession. So we're going to hold off, see what the data looks like. And they'll probably say that what we're facing now wouldn't even help us by raising rates. It wouldn't bring down inflation by raising rates. What's raising rates going to do right now? Nothing. So, that little spiel right there is my thoughts. And I think the markets are way over calculating the headline inflation numbers that we are seeing and what those are going to be in the next couple of months comparatively to what the Fed's going to do. Because yes, inflation is bad, but the markets only care about the Fed. What inflation does is it makes your earnings in the future worth less. So say, for an instance, we're going to keep this very short, but if you have 10% inflation and you're expecting $5 billion of revenue by 2025, well, what if inflation is 10% per year until 2025? That $5 billion is going to be worth, I don't even care to do the math right now. It's been a long day, but that inflation, or that revenue you get, is going to be worth a lot less than $5 billion by 2025. So that's the real risk with inflation. Yes, that it is a very bad thing, but raising rates is what the markets really care about, because historically, you have to raise rates higher than inflation to bring inflation down. But we're dealing with a whole new beast here. It's not a demand problem. It's a supply problem. It's a geopolitical problem. It's a China COVID problem. It's a war problem. It's a nuclear war problem here, okay? Or potential, right? Getting extremely crazy with it right there. But it's not something the Fed can actually do anything about. I think we face more risk now to seeing a recession than we have in the past 2 years. Much greater chance. A recession is actually likely, in my personal opinion. It was not the case in the past 2 years. With the Fed, and that's with the Fed raising or cutting rates. I think a recession is inevitable no matter which way it goes. And I think the Fed knows that. If they don't, we need a new person in the Fed. And I highly respect Fed Jerome Powell. He's walked a good line this whole time. They should have raised rates a long time ago, so they could be cutting rates right now like China is. Topic for another video. But I think the markets are overshooting things. And once the markets realize the Fed is not going to be as aggressive, they will rapidly reprice things. It would not surprise me if the Fed says along the lines of what I just said, and the markets, each stock, especially the stocks that have gotten beat down a lot like AMC, DraftKings, SoFi, PayPal, Affirm, these stocks that are hard hit by interest rate increases, go up 10% or higher in a single day. Would not surprise me. I would not be shocked that happened. So that's what you're really facing right now, is a lot of uncertainty, especially around the Fed, because what are they going to do right now? Markets, I mean, sometimes they're just slow. I mean, look at Jim Cramer today. He said, don't buy Snapchat. Whereas every young person I know uses Snapchat over Facebook. Snapchat will be a better company. He says, don't buy it because they had a bad earnings. Snapchat had a great earnings. They were up 60%. A lot of Wall Street is delusional and disconnected. So, I think there's a lot going on, but I think people are getting way too fearful, way too fast. And we did just go into a death cross, which, might be helpful for some people to know. We just went into a death cross. At least that's what I heard, right? Yeah, we're pretty much at that. That's the weekly. Yeah, so we've pretty much, what is that? Been? Okay, let me change this. And typically, historically, when you go into a death cross, then you're at a bottom or very close to a bottom. Like in 2020, we bottomed. We had a death cross a week after March 23rd, and that was the bottom. So, people are just a little too crazy with it right now. And I could rant forever on that. What am I doing wrong here? Why the fuck won't it update? Okay, fuck you, Weeble. I don't know what the hell it's doing right there. But, yeah, death cross pretty much right here, right? 50-day moving average under the 100-day. I want to pull up the 200-day, but for some reason it will not pull it up right now. I'm very confused to why it actually is, because I've never had this issue before. Blame Russia and the cyber attacks, right? A lot of things have been acting very weird, but... Yeah, why the fuck won't it? What is Weeble doing right now? Okay, fuck it. I don't even care. What's coming up Wednesday, right? I never said that. What's Crim Jamer been up to? That guy is just... He said that Square had good earnings, but they fell. And they couldn't hold up. And Snapchat had bad earnings, and they also couldn't hold up. So it's not a buy. I'm like, are you just like, what's going on? I know you have some kind of something to look at there. You're not just eyeballing or, off your memory, remembering all these stocks during the fast money. I don't know what his problem is, but those stocks both did well. It's the markets, and Snapchat is going to be a crazy big company. But yeah, you got this death cross going on. Does usually signal a bottom. If we could pull the 200-day moving average, we just crossed under that one as well. But Weeble is tripping out right now. I blame Russia. you know. So yeah, it just auto corrects to 500 apparently. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on right there. Never had an issue with that before, but it's good. It's good. AMC, I put my finger on that buy button today a few times. Oh yeah, that's a probably a good move, I would say, but yeah, oil is getting destroyed though. Yeah, down 4.5%. Wild. 19K in my AMC, and I don't even care. I'm down 26K in my long term in the last 3 months. I mean, I don't really care. This is a good building moment, but we're not going to see any substantial gains until the Fed U-turns in a dramatic way, which the Fed will U-turn when inflation goes down or the economy starts to go down substantially and enter into a recession, which could be very soon. So that's when the Fed U-turns, and that's when the markets will rally again. Until then, you just sit with the losses, baby, and you just look at it occasionally. I don't even like to look at it anymore because it's like, put money in, just gets destroyed. It doesn't even matter. Mullen's doing good, though. Mullen is doing good. I think I'm up like $500. Yeah, they shorted the shit out of Mullen today, though. Let's see. What's GME's numbers? It's been a while since I looked at them. I will always buy the dip. Oh, yeah. I love buying the dip. It's my favorite. Short interest, 19.65%. And it's so funny, too. I don't really know for a 100% fact. I know people are going to laugh at this or call me crazy. I don't know if like mainstream media like CNBC or Fox Business, well, not really Fox Business as much, but especially CNBC, they will tell you to steer clear of tech stocks right now. After PayPal's down 65% in the past year, or DocuSign or anything else that is down substantially, they will say stay away from that and buy something at all-time highs. Buy your Dow stocks. Buy your dividend stocks when they're at all-time highs. They've lost it. They're obviously working with hedge funds or something because that's not even logical. Buy the dip, not buy the top. Don't listen to those people. They don't know anything. They're too short term oriented. They care about what's going to happen tomorrow, not that these companies are going to be 10 times bigger in 2 or 3 years. People are funny. They're just hilarious. Like, I literally only watch CNBC to laugh. I'm like, are you crazy? What's going on? But yeah, everything nothing looks good right now though. We're at that scary level for the markets, where we were under that right here, but we didn't close there. I don't believe we closed there. Yeah, no, we hit the low and closed at 428. So we're almost at the lowest close that we have seen ever. Well, not ever, but in this whole sell-off, we're almost at the lowest close. Lowest close would technically be 415.12. So it looks like you're gonna see that rebound or a big drop. I'm waiting for Mullen to hit $1 again so I can make an entry. Dr. Evil grin. Yeah, I think Mullen is I think Mullen's even a attractive fundamental trade. Not even just a short squeeze trade. They're going to be delivering their cargo EV vehicles in Q2 2022. I'm not sure the numbers there. It doesn't really matter when the stock is trading at it was when I bought it about 25 million dollar market cap. It doesn't even matter if they produce 10,000 vehicles in their history. It's not even gonna matter, right? You're still gonna do well. Like, it's so low on its valuation that it makes sense on a fundamental basis for a, I wouldn't expect anything crazy, but as far as the fundamental numbers, but at those levels, name me one EV stock that trades at a $40 million market cap. I believe that's what they're at right now, or 50 million. Name me one EV stock that's at a 50 million market cap. I will buy it right now for. Well, I'll put in an order right now to buy it. And they actually have cool vehicles. Like, I wouldn't mind driving around in some of these vehicles, to be quite honest with you guys. Like, would you guys mind this? Like, would you guys hate on this or something? Thank you for stopping by, Sarah. We're happy that I had a great experience learning we have to offer. I visited Mullen headquarters to check out the beautiful cars and learn more about this incredible company. Wes Simmons, the VP of Mullen Funding Corp, showed me around. It was so informative. I did sign an NDA, and here's what I can share. Mullen, what? Wasn't... I'm stupid. Non-disclosure agreement. What does that even mean? But look at that. You wouldn't drive that car? You wouldn't drive that sexy little car, man? My ex used to hate when I called like objects sexy, but dude, sexy. Put a plate on the front though. Like, look at that. I could see that. Definitely. They got some weird shit on the roads right now. Look, dude. Come on. Look at that. You can't get behind that at a $50 million valuation. Just leave. That's it. Just playing. We love you guys. We love you. Is this dip worse than the COVID dip? Yes and no. It is on the broad scale of so many companies that are down so much. A lot of companies during COVID, they did have a sharp move down, but a decent amount of them didn't do all that bad during the COVID dip. Some actually did decent. Like some companies actually went up in a weird way, like Zoom, all of those. Once people realized, hey, work from home, all that, some companies did good. But even look at something like PayPal. I like to pick on this one a lot because it kind of blows my mind what has happened to it. But if you look at the COVID dip, I mean, it's nothing compared to what we've seen. And this goes for the broad markets. Like, look at that COVID dip. I mean, you went from 125 to 82. You've went from 300 to 310 to 92. It's way worse. It's way worse right now. The COVID was just fast. This has been a 4-month bleed, 5-6 month bleed out. Yeah, I mean, the car is badass. I mean, it might be concept, but it's actually there. Like, they've produced it, so it could be produced in mass scale. Does that make sense? It's different from seeing a concept car that is on a computer screen. That's a lot different than actually having the vehicle and sitting in it when it looks like that. I mean, that's like very basic. That's like I'm judging a book by its cover here, but you guys know about the technology that they're supposedly going to implement. You know, it's like you could actually sit in that vehicle. So it's not like a total concept. You could make it. Like I could totally see that. I kind of want one for the right price. I don't think they're going to be too expensive for this model, but some of their other ones, like the thumb they used, yeah, and this is what they're coming out with, like this EV fleet, like these vans, EV fleet vans. The battery is in the process of being licensed and the technology will be kept in-house. It's a game changer in this industry. They have an existing 29,000 fleet van order for a delivery service. More about the Mullen one here. You have 29,000 pre-orders? Sorry, but that's more than Lucid. Last I knew. And I'm a big investor in Lucid. You know, so look at it like that. $50 million is too cheap. Too cheap. Screw a short squeeze when it comes down to it. It's just too cheap for the company. It's simple. That's all it comes down to. Let me see. Let's see some of these other stocks. I want to see what Apple's short interest is at as well, because it was very low. I want to see if institutions have started to protect themselves a little bit. Last time we looked at this, I think it was a 0.5% short. Not really. Not really. So whoever owns this, institutions, which is most of them, are just taking an epic ass whooping too. Just hold. Don't worry. I like that. And there are some things they can't legally talk about until allowed by the company. Yeah. We need to buy USA. Yeah, and Mullen is a United States company, which is another thing that I really like. It's based in Bree, California, Southern California. I wouldn't buy it if it was a Chinese company or a Russian company. I wouldn't even be able to buy it if it was a Russian company. Like, Russia is never going to be investable, and probably not China either. JP Morgan actually came out with a statement today that downgraded about 26 Chinese companies, Chinese stocks, and said it's virtually uninvestable, that they would not buy any Chinese stock right now. Who knows? How do you think AMC will end this week? I think in between $18.50 and $21 per share. I think the markets are freaking out, and you have a huge chance to see one of those mega bounces. You have less than 1% of the total options, the calls, that are in the money. If you even see a slight move up, you're going to see a lot of options start to run into the money pretty quick. And same thing on the put side. You see more puts in the money now than we have seen in a very long time. 126,000. That's 12.6 million shares that potentially would have to be de-hedged for, especially the Fed on Wednesday. If we see a bullish reaction on Thursday or Friday, that could happen very quick, where there's not any time to wait to hedge out these positions. You'd have to immediately, that day. So that second that the stock went against you. So, I think we could set up to see one of those big bounces. A 15-20% day would not shock me. Markets are doing way too much pricing of fear right now. Like, look, I mean, dude, the markets don't know. The markets are confused. They're like confused high school girls. I love all my females out there, but seriously, that's what they're doing right now. Heavy into Volta. But yeah, if you guys have any EV companies that are like 50 million or less, even 100 million or less, post them in the chat. Because once those multiples come back, it could be a good trade nonetheless, if the company does support any valuation at all. It's so funny hearing you say, Lucid, I found you about a year ago when you were all about CCIV. Yeah, man, that's so funny, because I had made a video at the peak of Lucid, like, be very careful about this, it's going to come back down, and that was my most disliked video. Worst dislike to dislike ratio. I'll actually look at it right now, because is this it? Is this Volta? VLTA. Is that? Oh. I mean, they actually have revenue. So that's interesting. They went public in November 2020. That could be a good one to look into. I'll actually save it here. What is this? Because you're just seeing the multiples that are through the floor. I would like to compare this to oh, it's enabled charging stations. Okay, that's interesting. But yeah, let's look at that real quick. Come on. Why are they playing? Oh, show all. I'm stupid. It's kind of comical what the dislike ratio was on it. This is like totally off topic and it means nothing, but oh, this one. This one, look at it. Oh my god. Oh my god. I actually gained 17 subscribers, but this thing has terrible numbers. Where is it at? Okay, I lost it again. My thumbnails used to be terrible. 42.7% like ratio. That's fucking terrible. I've never got that. Shoo. Not even half. Oh. It's not like 50 million like Mullen, but GGPI is Volkswagen's EV branch Polestar, and it's sitting at a $1 billion market cap, trading at about $10.61 as of now. Is it de-SPACed yet? But thank you for your super chat. Is it de-SPACed? Sometimes it's just easier to look at this stuff on Robinhood because they have all of what I need to know laid out. And I could see, yeah, it's still not de-SPACed. I wonder when it is going to, because that was one I was very interested in. They had I believe they had a Super Bowl commercial. I know they had like CNBC commercials, but I think they did have a Super Bowl commercial. The company said it expects to close the deal in the first half of 2022. Meanwhile, stock trades as it will become Polestar, and it seems to be very cheap. The reason is that, based on the September 2021 investor presentation for Polestar, the final company will have 2.125 billion shares outstanding. Well, Google says it looks very cheap. Interesting. Yeah, that's one that I definitely want to get, but I want to wait till it de-SPACs because you will probably see it drop from 10, especially if it's during this volatility shit that we have going on right now. It will almost definitely fall if we don't see a bounce in the markets. Yeah, look at futures. They love the China data. NASDAQ up 0.58%, S&P up 0.33%, Dow up 0.22%. It's a flip-flop. It's a freaking flip-flop. Doesn't even matter about anything. It's like today during regular trading, the Dow was the only thing that did decent. And now in futures, it looks like the Dow is going to be lagging behind. Oil is coming back up a little bit. What is Asia actually doing? Asia, see, look at that. If Asia does a recovery like that, I mean, they were down over 5%. If they can manage to go positive, we're going to have a big green day tomorrow. But who knows? I mean, they have recovered like 4.5% so far. So that's definitely positive. Industrial production also be up 7.5%. Yeah, that's good. What's the Fed expected to do? We already know, but here's everything the Federal Reserve is expected to do at its meeting this week. Key points. The Federal Reserve meets this week is expected to begin unwinding the massive economic help it provided during the pandemic. That process will likely start with an interest rate hike of a 0.25 percentage point, but policymakers also will update their outlook for rates as well as GDP, inflation, and unemployment. That is the summary of economic projections. And that's going to be very important to pay attention to for all investors. And it says at the last update, officials projected inflation would run at 2.7%, previously a massive undershoot of current conditions. Yeah, and I think they're going to highlight that it's going to be high, but there's nothing they can really do about it. And that probably, in saying it like that, doesn't sound like investors will like it too much. But I think that's better than hawking down in the economy. Need a green day for AMC so I can sell a ton of covered calls. Need to eat. Exactly. Yeah, I should probably do that too on the next green day. Only holding will help you out. Why? Yeah, only holding's the thing to do right now. See bounce this week, please, God. I hope. I certainly hope we see something. Anybody fill me in what his Mullen thoughts? My thoughts is it's just fundamentally cheap. If this is true, what we had just seen, there's 29,000 pre-orders for their electric fleet vehicle, their fleet van, and that's more than most companies right now. It was actually on this girl's Twitter, which she covers a lot of Mullen. And yeah, it says right here, they have an existing 29,000 fleet van order for a delivery service. More about the Mullen one here. Let's actually see. I haven't looked into this one too much. Yeah, nothing too crazy. And they're going to have a class 2. Interesting way to enter the markets, though, with these EV fleet vans. Not really what a lot of people do, but it could work to their benefit. I got to give them the benefit of the doubt. It's different. What's coming out new? Hey, check VIX. Yeah, VIX is strange. But I will. Or VXX. Chinese companies getting shorted like hell. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Really bad. Really bad. JJ says $12, $8, $5, $2, then bankruptcy. Fuck me. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Thank you, though. I mean, I think a lot of this plays into the psychology of people, especially with investing. Stocks go down, they think to zero. That's why the fundamental valuation is important, because that's going to be your worst case scenario. That's going to be, minus what can happen, in the short term. What could happen tomorrow? What's it going to look like in 3 months? That's what's important. But you said, what's the horsepower on that rig? I don't really know how to read all of this. It says motor 400 mm torque 74 GVW. Wait, yeah, it doesn't really say. I don't think it says it can carry max payload of 2,200 pounds, battery size 40.3 kilowatt hours. Single speed. Yeah, I don't know how to read this. I don't know why it doesn't just say horsepower. Because it's electric and we don't go off of horsepower anymore. I'm just playing. I don't know. China don't permit short sellers like Citadel. Yeah, China makes China rules. China don't care about nothing. Stock price thoughts. For Mullen, I think $10. You know, that would surprise me too much. That would still be well under $1 billion market cap, and that's certainly on the table. You know, when you get higher than that, if the markets are still unfavoring unprofitable companies and they're shorting everything, it'd be hard to go higher than 10. But I think 10 wouldn't be all too hard to achieve, if that makes sense. But if they changed up the float, I could be wrong on this. I mean, I'm not exactly sure, but lagging. Look at that. I like that. Look at the seats. I like that. That looks cool. And you know, I'm definitely that guy. It looks comfy too. Don't get me wrong, but I think it looks good. Torque is the horsepower. Gotcha. Top speed 150. Yeah, they're speeding. Buy more, but don't want to average up. Yeah. Yeah, I'm up like 160% now. But the way I look at it, like, you know, I'll sell out when this company hits $1 billion market cap. You know, it's simple as that. Like what I think it could be worth, $1 billion market cap. If Lucid, I hate to pick on Lucid because I have a lot of money invested with them. Specifically like $7,000, which I've lost. I mean, I was up like double because I invested heavy in this in September in this $21 range, and I had massive gains. I had like a $12,000 gain at the max. Now I'm up $58. So you know, things can change around, but even Lucid has a $35 billion market cap, and they don't even have as many pre-orders as Mullen. If they can get those out fast or however they're going to do it, you know, I think they could at least have a 35 times smaller market cap than Lucid. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think the markets really don't understand Mullen, and it's not something that has been talked about in media too much. So people don't really know. Like, stocks can get blown under the radar, and that happens all the time. And that's where the big opportunities actually are, is the stocks nobody cares about. That's why AMC, the more people become bearish, the more people forget about it, the better off the trade will be when it does come. Because shorts, they don't forget about it. People won't forget about it, but they'll kind of put it on the back burner, which you've already seen that happen, I think, to a peak. But the more that happens, the more I'll welcome it. But and it does help to show you your actual fundamental levels here. You know, $15 per share, easily supported in my personal opinion. But even look at SoFi. Jesus Christ. $7.93. Okay. Mullen got me stressed. Not gonna lie. Why? Why are you stressed? I think you'd be good at these prices. I mean, as long as you're not in a lot of margin, you'll be good. Like, you know, I would make sure you're not in danger of a margin call, and if you are, I would have lots of money on the side willing to put it in if you do get a margin call. I got one a couple years ago for it was small. It was like $500 or 400 or something like that, and I just put the money in there and okay, and then everything ripped up again, right? That's how it used to go. But just be careful of that. Options, if you have a lot of money in this in options, I will tell you right now, do not do that. I don't know how many people are watching, so hopefully I could save some of you guys some money. You can have some exposure in options, but if you really have a lot of your portfolio in this, do not trade options. I will say that again because I will save somebody a lot of money. Do not trade options in Mullen if it's all you have. If you have let's say you had a $10,000 portfolio. Let's say you had 9,000 in options and 1,000 in stock. Do not do that. Do not do that. That's not financial advice, but I think that's sound advice. Do not do that because you'll probably lose all 9,000 and you'll not be a happy camper. But if you got 10,000 in the stock and you just ride it, it either goes to zero or it's going to make you money. And I think it has a lot better chance of making money than going to zero. Much better chance of making money. I think at these valuations, it would be very hard for the stock to go much lower, if that makes sense. Like, how low are you going to value an EV company with apparently 29,000 pre-orders? How low can you value that? I mean, this day and age is a little crazy, but I mean, even look at Lucid or Rivian or some of the competitors here. The markets will adjust and they will realize how to value these companies again. He said, "Whoa, dumb move." Yeah. Don't do that. That's what I'm saying. Just don't do that. If anybody is doing that with Mullen, bad idea. Bad idea. Say, "Whoa, dumb move." You are right. That is a very dumb move. Mullen 2023, the lowest call strike, still a no. I mean, yeah, I would probably do that. Well, 2023? Ooh. I mean, 2023 is not too... I mean, I'm saying this, we're in March, but think back to November. Doesn't seem like it was that long ago when it comes down to it. And that was, what, almost 5 months ago? So give it 4 or 5 months from now, if Mullen has not went up substantially, which I think it will, but if it hasn't, then you're going to lose on those options. So I would go out to 2024 if they have the options on it. So Mullen equals goodbye. I think so. Yeah, I mean, the market cap is very cheap, and like, you really have to compare it to its peers. That's how people value companies, is like comparing it to its peers. And there's a lot of differences between all these companies, but what are they actually valued at? Lucid. I could tell you right now, last I knew they had 17,000 pre-orders. They probably have more. I haven't kept too up to date with the stock because, I mean, the markets just don't care, and it's kind of like a buy, hold, just sit, forget about it. And I've lost my 10 G's, 12 G's of profit. So, we got a little thing going on. What they do? They cut their guidance from 20,000 vehicles in 2022 to 14,000. So we're not on a cool page right now, me and Lucid. But anyways, if they're going to do 14,000 vehicles in 2022, well, double that is 28,000. So if they just did 4,000 or 14,000 for 2 years, which I think is unlikely, but if they did, then, even if Mullen took 2 years to deliver 29,000 vehicles, they should be relatively valued along the same multiples. And they're simply not. No way. It's really bad how underappreciated Mullen actually is. It's crazy. I couldn't believe it when I seen it. Like, all I had to see was $25 million market cap. Do a little bit of research. American-based company, so you don't have that China headwind going against you. It's not like it's a foreign company. It's a South California company. They have a good product, at least it looks like a visually appealing product, something people could actually get behind. And little debt from what I've seen. There's I didn't look into that too much. I seen that it said they had no debt, but they had a $40 million revolving line of credit with the top holder of Mullen. So that's obviously going to be better than having outright debt. So that looked good as well. But yeah, there's a lot of reasons why I like it. They say they own their factory outright, so I imagine they don't have any debt as well. It's just that revolving line of credit. But is this an AMC channel or Mullen? Well, whatever's gonna make you money. That's it. That's all it comes down to. So neither. There's a lot of opportunities. AMC, Mullen, those are two of them, but there's a lot more. We talk about random shit on here. This is not a super serious type of chat. We go over things, knowledgeable things here, but I'm not gonna restrict myself to talking about just one thing all for a long time. It's about the gains, yes, or the losses in this case, because jeez, some trades have done well, but man, everything's destroyed. It's a money-making channel. Exactly. I've been doing this a long time. I've done well, but so what you got on my 40 channel? That's funny. What you got on my drink? Like they say in Friday. What you got on my drink? Bless you, youngin. Here, quesadilla. She's so cute. What was I looking at? Mullen. But yes, we love you anyways. Cherry, we love you. And thank you for tuning in. And hit the like button. Thank you. Looking for that gold. Yeah, Mullen Automotive. They do have a 20 price target. They do. Can we talk about that? I don't know where it came from. Let me just Google it to see who put this price target on there. Oh, my video pops up. Ain't that convenient? Who put that price target on there, though? One analyst. Is this going to say right here? I mean, they had 37 million in sales. I don't know where that came from, but me. Yeah, I don't know who put it. All right, Willis. Sit your butt down. Good baby. You're so good. So bad, actually. Yeah, futures are looking good now. Okay. Asia, they're still freaking out a little bit. 2.42%. What do you think the market's going to do? Let's ask. Hey, chill, bro. Chill. It's not lucky if you take the hat off. Chill. Sit down. Butthead. Is that fake page stealing your videos still up? Somebody was stealing the videos. I seen what is it? Somebody had said in the Discord, they sent me a screenshot. Uh, the B Hayes Show. Is that the name of that channel? The B Hayes Show, like, copied like a bunch of thumbnails, like my style of thumbnail. I'm like, that's interesting. They were looking out though. They were looking out though. Yeah, situation could be worse. It was worse earlier. Be nice now. Yeah. We love all. We love all. What's up, Sophia? Why are options bad on Mullen? They're not bad. They're just expensive, and they're implying a big move. Like, you could have got Mullen options cheap a while back, and I was going to, but I just decided to buy the stock because I didn't know how long it was going to take, but I liked the fundamental valuation and the outlook for the company. Yeah, but if we look at the options right now, you just need to see a big move. Like, if you want to get speculative here, you could do like at April 14th. Like, if you think this thing is going to go crazy, if you think it's going to rally to 10 or higher, you could do a debit spread on this. That's probably how I would trade it because it's cheaper. Okay, she just said go. Okay, go. But you could do like buy the $2.50, the $2.50, 55, sell the 5 for 30. So that's gonna cost you what, 25 bucks a piece. Your max gain is $2.50 if it's above $5 by April. It's risky, but it's still not a bad option. Or if you can get like the 750 to 10, that's only gonna cost you $7 and max gain of $2.50. But it's just pricing in a lot, and you need to see that continued move or you're gonna get clapped. I think the shares are just a lot simpler and not as risky. You have to check out Melvin Capital Love on Reddit. You won't believe it. They're serious and have the most outrageous claims. Like, people with crypto are insurrectionists. No joke. What? It's like 2 days ago, but now he's a funny dude. The clout chasing. Your kid's name is Willis? No, her name's Khaleesi. I just call her Willis sometimes. I call her Ling Ling too, and I'll say it like Chinese, like that. I'm not a racist person. I'll say Ling Ling, Ling Ling, Ling Ling, Ling Ling, Ling Ling. Her mom used to hate when I would call her Ling Ling. She calls her Lily. I say Ling Ling. I say it. I don't know. I don't know why. I guess I think it's cute or something. But yeah, it's good. Yeah, you said it was like 2 days ago, but nah, he's a funny dude, the clout chasing type. Who was it? Stop smoking. You guys are savage. You guys are funny. Super Show. Oh my god. Yeah, not too much was up in my spectrum, but a lot of the safety stocks, the stocks that have pricing power, a lot of pharmaceuticals with dividend yields, stuff like that was up today. Not a lot of people really care about that. I don't really care about those stocks now. Like, you should do the opposite of where the market is going, if that makes sense, especially for long-term investing. Like, during 2020, 2021, the time to buy, yes, some growth, because growth did well, but when growth is peaking out, you want to switch to more of your dividend, your value stocks, because they go in cycles, right? But it's good to have a mix of both. I tend to have a mix of both, but Ling Ling. Ling Ling. I have options expiring in July. I think I'm fine because the strike is at 2:07. Okay. She's mean. All right. Yeah, I'm going to get off here. She's once she starts doing this, she just loves to be behind the camera. She's going to be like 8 making stock videos. She's going to be an expert by the time she's like 10. It's going to be good. But NASDAQ up over 0.5%, S&P 0.30%, Dow up 0.20%, oil down 3.65%. What's Asia? Down 2.25%, recovered over half the loss we were at. We'll see. I'll monitor this. Follow me on Twitter. If anything changes dramatically, I will definitely post it on there. And don't take it too seriously. Sometimes I'll get into a lot of stuff on there, but it's fun to interact with you guys. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Get yourself those free stocks. Link down below in the description. And if you want to join the trading community, link down below in the description of this video or the